because I think we beat a really high-level basketball team and a really quality program, coach, and I just they were obviously playing very well. You know, sometimes that works both ways too. When you're playing on Sunday and you win a tournament, honestly, sometimes that can work in the opposition's favor. I don't know that it did or not, but you know, they're tremendous, and to come here and play as well of a defensive game as we played, and our guys were tremendous. Players win games, and our players attacking their responsibilities in terms of our game plan was tremendous.
Just how good was that defensive effort?
It's as good as it's been all year. You know, we told the guys, I don't know if I told you guys this, but when Bill was at our place, later that night I told our guys that if we were going to win the game, we would need to have the most complete and best defensive effort of the year. And I firmly believe that. I did not think we could be anything but our very best and most complete defensive effort team-wise, and I didn't think we'd win if we did. And I think it was our best.
Keyshawn has stepped it up, but Musa seems like, I mean, is that why he's where he is? Because athleticism in a game like this, or have you just seen something in him that look where he's ready to fill his role, I guess?
Well, we had a stretch there where we were struggling scoring without Caleb, but we were also struggling stopping some of the opposition's wings. So Justin gave us some offense. So I was trying to figure that out as a coach. At the end of the day, once we got Caleb back, I said, hey, Musa can help us in terms of rebounding, defending wings, and I thought he was terrific. That with the exception of his turnovers, which I kindly let him know, he was tremendous. His steal late was a momentum changer for us.
A couple of those turnovers, though, he got back and stopped them in transition.
Yeah.
Just so, his plays individually and overall, how important was that to slow them down? Like
huge, that? Huge. I think he had maybe a block on one of those. You know, I've probably said 50 times in practice, Musa, keep playing, keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. When he plays, because he wants to do everything right and he get frustrated. But boy, did he keep playing. We're seeing glimpses where his athleticism becomes more apparent, and that's what we've been fighting to kind of see all year is him use his athleticism.
Did you keep him any differently getting to the second round this year in comparison to last year?
Yes.
Because of what you guys have been doing?
Yes. Very different. Very different. You know, last year, I kind of, as a coach, you know how hard that game's going to be, but you kind of expect that we're going to be able to pull that one out. We almost didn't. But this one it's maybe as sweet as any opening round win I've had. Probably, you know, for a variety of reasons.
Defensive. He clearly had a physical matchup. He was able to exploit all these.
We couldn't. We knew we weren't going to win unless he imposed himself physically for as many minutes as we could ride him. And he had to stay out of foul trouble in order to make that happen. You're never sure when you're watching tape if you can attack him in certain areas until you're actually playing. We did feel like we could get the ball in spots. Our guys did a great job getting it to him, and he did a tremendous job imposing himself. But he got a little bit tired in the second half, and it affected his defense, but he was fantastic.
Defensively, what were you guys really keying on that enabled? I mean, you stymied them early, and it really kind of seemed to set a tone.
Yeah. We were just trying to keep them out of the lane. Now, they have 4 guys that shoot almost 40% from the three-point line.
Right.
But we were really concerned about, we just wanted them to play over top of us. And we were concerned about them being able to get in the lane, and once they do that, their drive and kick game's virtually impossible to stop.
When the offense gets going, guys talk about being in a groove, being in a flow. Do you feel that in a game like this defensively, when everyone seems to be pretty dialed in?
I did, really did. Now we struggled some in the second half. They deserve credit for that. They attacked us and made some tough shots in the second half, really tough shots, and our ball screen defense was sloppy at times. But yeah, we were in a good rhythm and good groove.
Chris, as you and Terry talked this week after watching them for the first time, like, how much was on the table in terms of what you might try to do defensively? Did you contemplate at all kind of really mixing it up, or was it always going to be sort of sticking to what you guys have done all year on that end of the floor?
No, we put in a secondary defense this week because we were so concerned about stopping them and slowing them down. So we did. We put in a new one and spent some time on it. I'm always a little apprehensive to go to it. We would have if we felt like we needed to. We almost did on a spot or two, but I just like the rhythm we were in.
Chris, you guys tend to win ugly. I mean, it was an ugly win in a sense tonight.
Yeah.
Does that help you come tournament time? It's not like you're blowing teams out and then you get in a tournament and start to tighten up. You just kind of, you're used to this grinder mode.
Yeah.
Is there any maybe benefit to this?
It's a good question. I think you'd have to go back and kind of study how teams have won this time of year. I do think there is a bit of a blueprint in terms of what you have to be night in and night out in order to win. At least that's the way that I've found it is. And for our team right now to win, it did needed to be a certain type of a game. And if it's ugly, it's ugly. It needed to be certainly a certain type of game for us to be able to play against, because they're so gifted offensively. And I think we made it that. Sorry if people didn't enjoy it. But,
Is that a Big Ten style game you're talking about? Because this league's having a lot of success right now.
well, I think, listen, as I've said, this league is the best I've ever been a part of. I've never seen a league top to bottom that is so hard to play in. And I think, I laughed when people talked about, Ohio State we played 20 league games, and we did have some losses, and we did have some bumps. But if you play 20 league games, guess what? When other teams go to 20 league games, you're going to see more losses. When you have a league this deep and this good, so give our league a lot of credit for preparing all of us. Now we all got work to do here as we move forward.
Obviously, you were really busy today. Did you ever an eye catch a little bit of what Gardner-Webb was doing?
I did. Loved. I watched every moment of the Gardner-Webb game. I gave myself that 2-hour window to not worry about anything else but watching the school that gave me my first head coaching job. I texted Chuck Birch, the AD, good luck, and he and I have talked this week, and I texted Tim Kraft in the SID before the game, and I watched every moment of it, and I was believing. I was believing at halftime. I was a believer.
Chris, there's so much randomness that happens on the first 2 days of this tournament every year. Yet you have yet to lose an opener. I think you're 6-0 or 5-0 now. How's that happen? I know you can't. It's not something you think you can sustain forever. You hope to. But just sitting here now, knowing that's a fact, just happened. How does that sit with you?
I think it's honestly, really good players that have committed to understanding what this time of year is about, and it's about our team, and it's about playing and committing to playing a certain way. So I think it's really good players who've kind of committed to, hey, you want to be a part of this time of year and play as long as you can, then you'll commit to playing a certain way. And our teams have really done that. Now we've had a lot of those games have been close. They really have. But this is certainly up there in terms of ones that I just am so appreciative of, maybe as much as any.
Did you see this in Keyshawn? I mean,
last week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah,
mid-season, did you see?
No. He was so good for us early, and then I might not have done a good job in terms of just changing the lineup, back and forth, and he told me he wanted to come off the. Maybe I should have just left him in the starting lineup, but he's played with more juice this last 2 weeks, and he's played so confidently, and he's led our team in such a unique way that I don't know that I've had a fifth-year guy kind of take the reins of a team as much as he has.